So I tried to tell you. I'm trying to help you out, guys. I showed you yesterday some of my best tips in playing on ball defense, and I'm here to show you why they are valuable. Take a look right here. That was good defensive process. Just unfortunate that KG had to make that shot. But in this game, I'm going up against a Taco Fall, Dikembe Mutombo, and KG user, so you know we're gonna have to pack him up just by targeting Taco Fall and his big and slow ass. Just try to get him in situations where I'm gonna have to use my speed to my advantage as a KG user. And take a look at this guy right here. He's doing all the stuff. Basic spin, crossover speed boost. But nah, if you follow the tips I showed you yesterday, I'm gonna show you how to improve your defensive process. And as you can see right there, we locked him up even though he had an advantage in the paint. Now on this situation right here, he's going off ball, but I'm gonna use some tactics that force off-ball defenders to go on ball because there's no way the AI can defend certain moves. Especially going up against a guy like Taco Fall who's very big, you wanna use moves which the AI doesn't know how to guard, and that will force defenses to try to pick you up on ball, and there you can abuse them by shifting them around, throwing different counter moves, and just basically trying to beat them one-on-one. So here he still hasn't learned his lesson, he's still trying to go off ball. I'm ISO'd and he tries to switch on ball at the last minute, but a simple moving cross, pull back, speed boost gets the AI every time. But I want to talk about the defensive process here. Again, not overreacting, he's throwing me different moves, which goes to show you that he kind of knows what he's doing, but a simple lateral movement holding the L2 button while I shift the sticks around to try and keep pace with him, try to stay in front. I just held the right stick up at the last second to get that block with hands up defense. As you can see right here, my knowledge of the left-right tactics, crossover, speed boost. I made a mistake right there, forced Glen Rice to scramble on defense, and that's a bad defensive possession right there. I talk about not gambling, not overreacting to not put yourself in a bad situation, but I made a mistake right there. But now, he's trying to guard me with Taco Fall on ball, but he still can't do it. He's concerned with that 3-point shot, so we attack him with that pullback speed boost, and there's no way Taco can keep up with a fast guy like KG. Again, he's doing all the moves right here, the KG pullback, speed boost out of it, but I know these animations, man, and that's why animation familiarity and having a deep bag is important so you know how to defend certain combos. As you can see right there, we locked him up, should have gotten that steal. Here, I know how to cut off that Jordan crossover, but at this point, I'm fine giving up a 2-point shot over a 3-point. That's why I closed out hard and just gave him the dunk because at this point, it's now possession battle. So now I forced him to pick me up on ball. But honestly, in this situation, if you're not sending a double, I'm gonna pack you up every time, either by dunking or if you don't give me that lane, I'm gonna shoot a 3-point shot over you. So that's a disadvantage in using slow guys like Taco Fall. But as you can see right here, the defensive process is solid, staying positionally disciplined, knowing how to use clamp animations and body bump animations, using that shading system that we talked about. And as you can see right here, it's easy work. Now I just give him a moving cross into a jam just because he doesn't know how to defend me and just showing him different looks. Doesn't matter if he's going on ball or off ball now. Now I'm abusing him and making sure that I pack him up for putting out this cheesy lineup right here. And again, I'm giving him space or so he seems, but I know that step back. I know he's going to pull up for a jump shot. I know that says it's an open look, but as you can see, the early release shows you that I closed out fast enough for him to miss that shot and at least let him release that shot very early. Might have given him a load up animation as well because of the badges and the contest that I was able to make. As you can see right there, all these guys, when you stop that one move, that crossover, speed boost, and we're able to pick the ball, man, it's easy work, so go watch the defensive video. But let's shift over to a separate video where I show you a guy that has a lot more knowledge on how the game works. So my opponent right here is in the Lakers jersey. He's got Dame, KD, and I think Kareem, all outdated cards, but I'm going to show you. First of all, his defensive process is solid as well. That on-ball defense was pretty solid, but I give him a few of my favorite combos and he's not able to keep up. But take a look at what this guy does right here. Using a guy like Kevin Durant. So I'm trying to give him a read. This is his first offensive possession. and it caught me off guard because you rarely get shot creators like this online. He completely smoked me on that play, so definitely I had to get him back. Hit him with a Kyrie crossover combo, momentum and contact trap into a spin jump shot, same move that he did to me, but I also sold on that play. But now this is a move that really torched me. Man, you don't see guys that just use that hesitation spin move like that, and it completely smoked me, so I got to give this guy his respect. But you know what that means, man? We gotta get him back. But as you can see right here, we were able to beat him, but the spacing was off. KG was in the middle of the floor. I don't know why. Brought the help defense towards me. But as you can see right here, defensive process is solid, staying positionally disciplined, knowing the animations when he bursts and trying to capitalize on them. And once you get a defensive stop, you always have to attack your opponents in transition. So what you're seeing right here is the offensive process for my opponent is way different from my opponent in the past game who had a way better lineup, but this guy knows all the tricks, and it's not the meta tricks, man. That leaner is a bit meta, but when you're using a small guard, it's something that you have to rely on. But I'm showing you right here that his offensive and defensive process is solid. Going up against opponents like this, you really need to get deep in your bag and try to make certain reads in order to come out victorious. And this defensive possession right here shows me that this guy knows what he's doing because he used a left stick crossover, a right stick hezi, and then blended that into a layup which I couldn't get a bump out of. So I knew I was dealing with a guy who knew what he was doing here. But as you can see, even though I tried to use the defensive principles he's got, he's trying to cut me off certain positions off the floor. So now you have to think one step ahead and use counters. And at this point, man, this is what a deep offensive bag that doesn't rely on a singular offensive gimmick gets you on offense. He's really unpredictable, and it's really putting me in a difficult situation where I'm not sure how to read my opponent. And this is the second straight possession where he used my defensive game plan against me, using that step back jumper because he knows I like to cut off certain drives. Now he just missed the shot, but that was excellent offensive process. So guys, what I'm trying to tell you is that offensively and defensively, there is a process that I've been trying to teach over these past few 2Ks. And as you can see, if you put them in motion, regardless of what type of opponent you're going up against, whether it's a meta opponent in the first game, or in this game, a guy that's knowledgeable about the game, you got to stay within that offensive and defensive process to know how to properly defend and to know how you should attack certain types of opponents, because the way I'm attacking this guy is different from the way I attacked my first opponent, and it's very different. You got to have a deep bag to know what counters work and to know how to force your opponent in certain situations that will make them uncomfortable. So go ahead and watch the defensive video that I posted just the other day. I'm gonna link that in the comment section below and in the description box, because as you can see right here, using our tips on staying defensively disciplined, using positional defense, not overreacting, using the L2 button and the left stick to make adjustments to cut off our opponent. These principles come into play right here to show you two different playstyles and how I'm able to lock him down. I had a much more difficult time against a guy who knew how to properly defend. But as you can see, it doesn't really matter as long as you've got a wide range of moves, as long as you know how to properly defend, as long as you know how to counter certain animations, it's gonna bring you success regardless of the type of opponent you're going up against. So take that next step and take that challenge in improving your defense, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.